build intentional cross-cultural connections and relationships with others, so to pose and solve problems collaboratively and strengthen independent thought.
This is one of the 6 characteristics of the 21st century learning and learners. Let's review what it was about from an earlier video. Today, we face many questions and problems that we cannot solve individually. And we also face the kind of knowledge and products that we cannot create individually. A lot of research and product development tasks today take more manpower than what is possible by one person alone. Being exposed to opinions and norms outside of our own helps us solve bigger problems and create bigger knowledge and products than what's possible by one person alone. So collaborative learning and problem solving are important parts of the 21st century learning and learners. And it's important for the 21st century learners to understand the ways in which connections support learning and to be intentional about creating connections and networks. So, what exactly does a collaborative learning involve, and what exactly does a collaborative problem solving involve? To better understand what the collaborative learning and collaborative problem solving entail, let's examine if you yourself engage in collaborative learning and problem solving in your own life. So I'm going to ask you these 7 major questions about collaborative learning and problem solving, and I want you to think hard and answer these questions. Let's take a look at each question at a time.
Question number 1. Do you work in a group in ways that allow your group to create new knowledge or to solve problems that can't be created or solved individually?
Question number 2 is actually kind of similar.
Question number 2. Do you work in groups to create new sources that can't be created or solved by individuals?
I hope you're not so cocky to say that you can do or solve anything all by yourself. So what kind of new knowledge can you not create all by yourself? Let me give you an example. Suppose you are charged with the task to invent a time machine. Can you do it all by yourself? Probably not. You would have to be a quantum physicist, astrophysicist, mechanical engineer, biologist, and system engineer, among many other things. Unless you're like the Dr. Brown from the movie Back to the Future.
And when I came to, I had a revelation, a vision, a picture in my head, a picture of this.
Unless you're like him, you would need a lot of help from a lot of people to figure out how to build the device which makes time travel possible.
This is what makes time travel possible. The flux capacitor.
Okay, here's a more realistic example. Mapping out the entire human genes or DNA sequence, as in the Human Genome Project, is definitely not something you would want to do all by yourself, because it just involves humongous work. How about problem solving? Can you solve the problem of the world poverty or even the poverty within your own country all by yourself? Highly unlikely. So in these situations, we need to work in a group to effectively create new knowledge or solve problems, which requires good interpersonal skills, good project management skills. In other words, task delegation, task coordination, and task tracking, and sharing information efficiently and effectively. These are the 3 important components of collaborative learning and problem solving. But the question we are interested in here is this.
Can technology help?
Or better yet,
how can technology help?
Let me restate it. How can technology promote interpersonal communication? How can technology promote project management such as task delegation, coordination, and tracking? And how can technology increase efficiency and effectiveness in communicating and sharing information? I'm not going to tell you the answers to these questions here, because I want you to think about these questions on your own first. Now let's take a look at the 3rd question.
Question number 3. Do you work in groups of members with diverse perspectives and areas of expertise?
More and more problems we face today, or work we do today, involve groups of people with diverse perspectives and areas of expertise. Here are some videos from YouTube channels called Office Videos and Veritasium about the project called the Collective Project. In their collective project, 3D designers, artists, engineers, and anyone who wants to be a part of it across the country and the globe are working together to create affordable bionic limbs. And here are some excerpts from the video.
The arm itself is completely 3D printed, and so are the joints between the fingers.
3D printing is relatively new technology, but it provides us a low-cost solution to be able to create things. So we can print something out and say it doesn't work, just redesign it and print it out again the next day. We produce our arm for just about $300 now, whereas some of the prosthetics on the market can go upwards of $40,000. Insurance companies typically don't want to pay for it for kids because every 6 months you're going to have to replace it as the kid grows. But this allows us to be able to reproduce an arm for about maybe $100 and just print out a new one.
How important is the aesthetic design, the artistic design of the arm?
We thought kids just wanted to blend in and feel normal, but we found it's much more about personal identity and expression.
We want to make sure the kid is expressing himself or herself with the arm. Self-expression for a kid is very important.
How have you been able to crack this problem that other people haven't before?
We have an incredible team of very diverse backgrounds, and so bringing all of our common experience together, we were able to find this type of solution. Our main base is in Orlando, Florida, at the University of Central Florida. We have our designers in California, I'm here in Germany, and everywhere in between, we have people trying to help us and support our project. Although it's challenging, we're making it work.
A lot of our communication comes through Microsoft OneNote, and we use this product to be able to share information through each other, specifically since Albert is in Germany, so that's a whole ocean away.
We're hoping for people to jump on board and help develop arms for their local area. If they want to help with design, they're more than welcome to join our project and be designing arms. They can be printing out arms and helping fit them for their local community. Or they can just send us advice on how to best tailor these for the future. We can use all the help we can get.
We like ideas. We're not just, this is our way, this is how it has to be. It's anything's possible. And we like to broaden our field as well.
In this video, they used Microsoft OneNote to connect people and share information and work. Now think for yourself and think of a collective project you could be part of. How would you use technology to connect people, share information and work, and manage the project? Now let's take a look at the fourth question.
Question number 4. Do you build on one another's thinking to gain new understanding?
Collaborative learning is about helping each other to think and gain new understanding. It's different from a nominal group in which the members essentially work alone without collaborative thinking or understanding in the process. Suppose your group was charged with this mission.
Use Twitter to improve your teaching and learning.
One person thinking alone might lead to one idea. With 2 people, there can be 2 ideas. With more people, there can be more ideas. Better yet, when we think together, it often leads to new ideas we could not think of individually. So let's see what ideas might come out through a collaboration in class, and we'll use technology to support the collaborative thinking. Now let's take a look at the 5th question.
Question number 5. Do you share disagreements and new ways of thinking in ways that positively impact the work?
Sometimes disagreements or different opinions have to be part of a productive thought process and decision making, but it's often difficult to share them at the right moment in the right manner. And some people immediately react to disagreements negatively. Today, more and more collaborations are required, and we need to improve our skill in sharing disagreements and different opinions in a productive manner. But our focus here is
how can technology help?
In this class, we will think about how we can use technology to help us share disagreements and different opinions in a productive manner. Now, let's take a look at the 6th question.
Question number 6. Do you gain new understandings by being part of a group or team?
When you are part of a group or team, potentially you can be exposed to a wide range of opinions and norms outside of your own. That can lead to new understandings. If you are not expressing your opinions and norms, what's stopping you from doing so? What are some of the reasons why you wouldn't share them? If your group members or teammates are not sharing their opinions, how can you bring out their opinions and norms efficiently and effectively? And more importantly for this class, how can we use technology to bring out different opinions and norms and share them efficiently and effectively? We'll be taking a closer look at this question in class. Now let's take a look at the 7th question.
Question number 7. Are you open to and intentional about learning from and with others?
We need to understand that some types of learning don't require collaborations. In fact, collaborations can be detrimental in those cases. but some types of learning do benefit from collaborations. We also need to understand the ways in which connections support learning. We also need to be intentional about creating connections and networks. Our focus here is
how can we use technology to create such connections and networks to support our learning?
So we've looked at different aspects of collaborative learning and problem solving from the 7 different perspectives. We can use different types of technology to address different aspects of collaborative learning and problem solving, and that's what we'll be looking at in class.